What's up, guys? I hope everybody is having a good night. And what I wanted to do is to come on here and just have a conversation with you guys again. That's something that I'm going to try to do more of. I think that it's something that more people need to be doing. I think that we simply need to have basic conversations at times, and that's what we're going to do here. As always, guys, I would appreciate it if you would like and subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment down below, and also check me out over on Spotify. That is the newest place to where you're going to be able to find some of my content. So what I wanted to talk about is some hard truths. And those hard truths are something that we should all take very seriously. And what I'm talking about is when we look into the gun world, the prepper world, just kind of the whole genre of things that, I like to talk about here on this channel, what we see is a lot of people out there that like to buy gear, like to, go around and wear their gear and basically LARP, which there's nothing wrong with that. If you've got the time, you've got the money to buy the gear, by all means, and check out some of the gear I got linked below. And the thing about it, though, is what we seem to fail on is the knowledge of that gear, on the training especially. We do not invest enough time in ourselves to train, to actually use the stuff that we have. That's the reality of it, guys. I see it all the time in some of the comments on my videos about different guns. Some of the things that people say on the, in my comment section when we're talking about different guns, different techniques and things like that on some of my videos, it's obvious that these people have never gone through a defensive pistol class. Some of them may have taken a concealed carry class, but guys, there's a difference. Okay, there's a big difference in that. Much big difference. And you guys out there that have taken a true defensive pistol class, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of you guys in law enforcement, some of you guys that's been in the military, you know as well. There's a whole big difference. But at the same time, these people are basically fooling themselves. They're thinking that they're prepared for something they're not. And it's just like with prepping. It's just like with people that don't provide for themselves food. They don't grow a garden. They don't invest in understanding the basics to provide the things they're going to need. It's cool to have a good plan. It's a good thing to have firearms and knowledge on how to use those firearms. But at the same time, guys, if you don't train, if you don't know how to garden, if you don't know how to do the basic things that you're going to need to do, you're going to be in much worse shape if anything ever happens. Okay, you can go out and buy all the guns and ammo that you want, but in a hard grid down situation, chances are you're not going to be in a gunfight every day, but you are going to need to eat every day. That's the reality. You need to know how to hunt. You need to know how to fish. You need to know how to preserve foods. And a good challenge, guys, is simply taking a weekend and just shut the power off in your house. Find a time when the weather's not bad. If you've never done this before, just shut the power off. Just tell your family, just this weekend we're going to pretend like we're camping. And we're going to see how we can do by preparing our own food, by doing the things that you're going to need to know to do. It's a simple thing to do, and it can be fun. It can be something, especially with kids. If you've got kids, make it a good time for them. Get out, have fun, be careful, if you use any candles or anything. But that is the basics. That is the foundation of actually learning something, because what you're going to see real quick is that there's things that you might need. Can you cook a meal if your stove, if it doesn't have electricity, or if you never know. Gas. Some of these gas stoves out there, even though they use gas, they still need electricity. Do you know what to do? Can you prepare your food if you don't have that luxury? Do you even have the tools if you needed to go over and build a campfire, or the knowledge even? Surprisingly, trust me, guys, I've been around some of these city folks. They don't know how to build a campfire. They do not understand a lot of this stuff. And a lot of things that we take for granted, especially if you grew up out in the country, if you grew up camping, hunting, fishing, you are at a big advantage compared to a lot of these folks out there. That is the reality of the generation that we live in today. It's a completely different world than what it was years ago. It was a common thing for kids to go camping. And yes, I know that there are still some that do, but there's a lot more that don't. There's a lot of adults that don't do anything anymore. But that's just the reality of the world that we live in. And a hard truth about that is, if anything ever happens, if any major disaster ever happens, they're going to come around to the folks that they know have those skills, that they know have those supplies. And that's where it's going to get interesting. And that's why even those that do plan, that do prepare, you need to know what happens when you get people to show up on your door there to take your stuff, or there when they first start asking. And guys, there again, it goes back into building community, knowing your neighbors, knowing those around you. That's the key on a situation like that, because it's much better to have a small community of people around you that have a shared goal in mind in the event of something happening, to where you can work together and even help to protect each other. That's a critical thing. Community is a big critical thing in any kind of a survival situation. For the most part, hopefully nothing major ever happens, but at the same time, things do happen. Storms happen, tragedies happen. We know, if you guys pay attention to the news, we know that these terrorist groups are always looking for an opportunity. And even here in the United States, they are trying to get here to have attacks. And that's just the reality of it, guys. So we need to prepare, and hopefully we can keep it in the genre of preparedness as something that we just like to do, something that's enjoyable, but take it seriously. And hopefully it never goes beyond that. But chances are, guys, something's going to happen at some point in your life. And the more prepared you are, the easier it's going to be for you. Simple trick. Something so simple. Having a bottle of water with you while you're driving home from work or to work or something like that. If you drive on the interstate, because if you ever come upon a wreck, or if the traffic is ever stopped because of a wreck or anything like that, you could be there for a while and you're going to get very thirsty. But guys, this is just a few of my thoughts. I'd love to hear yours down in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. Guys, thanks for watching. Check out the rest of the videos on the channel. Be sure to subscribe. Leave me a comment down below. Check out all of the links down below. Join my channel. Become a channel member. Get early access to these videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.